Hey, I just made a video about digging into your roots. And I know I've been on this channel saying, I know I'm a healer, I know I'm this, I know I'm that. And it just hit me, like the reality of what I'm saying, of I'm a healer. But the truth of the matter is, I am a healer that's been functioning out of toxic and distorted energy from allowing toxic and negative behavior to enter into my heart. And with that came me absorbing instead of witnessing, seeing everyone's pain. Because as a healer, we naturally absorb. But I was not shaking that off, right? I wasn't keeping myself protected and grounded. And I was allowing outside energies to stay around me far longer than they should, especially when they were toxic, because as a healer, you want to heal people. I didn't realize what I was allowing into my life. And it's funny because my aunt told me a long, long time ago, and she was a very big alcoholic, so I brushed it off at the time. I was in my 20s. But she said, you're with this person because you want to heal them. And when you finally realize you can't, you're going to go on your way. And I was like, okay, whatever. Sadly, she was right. And I stayed in that relationship for 16 years. And I didn't leave because I couldn't heal them. I left because I couldn't take anymore. And I had to protect my kids, and I had to protect what was left of myself and my sanity. So this is me reaching out to a lot of you healers, because a lot of us have been in that toxic, negative energy, and we've lost the truth about our capabilities. We've lost the ability to function from a place of healing, rather than now we're having to try to heal ourselves. Now, understandably, I had to go through all of this to realize who I am. By realizing who I am, that brings my power back to me. And it's like I've been sleeping, but been sleepwalking and talking, right? To where I'm like, oh, if you do it like this or you do it like that. And I'm not saying anything that I've said up to this point is not valid, because like I've said several times, a lot of it's not me talking. It's me being a vessel and letting it come out. Now, when I actually watch myself or reread what I've written or look at my artwork or reread my poetry, things like that, that's me actually getting to hear and see what flows through me and get healed little pieces at a time. So by me having to accept the fact of where I've been, what's been going on in my bubble that I've allowed, has helped me to see how I've held myself back, how I have not been in my true potential, and not being able to spread messages that are empowering enough for everyone else, to help you go, wow, there's greatness in me. You don't ask it anymore. You don't question it anymore. You know, undoubtedly, that you're here for a reason, and you start figuring out your reason. I'm not the one to tell you what your reason is, but if anything I say can provoke you into waking up that sleeping part, just little bits, and go, oh, now I can crack the back and I feel better. I am just back to myself. Because the thing is, when we walk with people, we get lost in ourselves. And that's one thing I've done for a very long time, is I allow people into my life. And I was outside earlier and I thought, the one person I regret giving up on is myself. Because anytime I get into a relationship, I'm very flexible. And I try to make sure the other person is okay and they're content and their needs are being met. But I haven't ever stopped and asked myself, are they reciprocating that? Are they doing that for me? Because it wasn't a bargaining system. I don't do it for you, so you do it to me or for me. I do it because it's who I am. But like I said, I got lost in those relationships. I I've almost done this number, like, I don't know who I am or where I'm going or what I'm doing, because I've allowed everyone else's pain to be absorbed by me. And that keeps people from healing. That keeps people from finding their true power. That keeps people from figuring out what they stand for. And enabling is the toxic side of overtaking. So we can give all day long with no expectation of getting anything in return. But the problem is, when you're giving to takers, they don't have a cutoff point, and they're going to keep more, mine, to where you find yourself doing those circles, chasing your own tail. Who am I? What am I here for? What does any of this mean? Because the one question we ask as children, I know I did, I was raised in church, and it was, what is the point in all this? What's the purpose? Not what's my purpose, what is the purpose? I thought there was a joint collective idea of what we were supposed to be doing in society. I didn't know at that time it was an individual basis. You know, everyone came with their own resume. Everyone came with their own skill set or their own talents. Never crossed my mind as a kid. And even up until this point, it's never really been something that I've thought over in my head. So when it starts boiling down to it, like I said, this message is more so for the healers that you're feeling stuck and stagnant. And it has to do with what you're allowing in your circle. And I had made a video about just wanting that love and that hug. And someone had to remind me, and it was a quote from Buddha, sometimes you have to walk that journey alone because there is no companionship among fools. And I know I didn't quote that correctly, but it made me go, there's truth in that. And it did make the walk a little bit easier. But at the same time, there's still that human side that is away from the spiritual side, because I've been told my whole life, humans are like pack animals. We're meant to spend our lives together. So that is a way of thinking that I've been raised on. And as the lone wolf, or the one that is rebellious in spirit, it's made it difficult to feel okay about walking alone. And I want to let you know, if you are on a walk alone right now, trying to find your soul family, or you're on that spiritual path, that life journey that you're going to keep walking, there's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't matter what we've been brainwashed to believe, that when we're alone, we're odd, because we're not. And if we are, it's because we're rare. It's because we can't have people that are tainting our energy. Because as healers, the purpose is to help. But when you're in that distorted, negative, toxic energy, it's almost impossible to even help yourself. So that was just a short, sweet little something to get your thunker thinking. And hopefully it did. And I'm going to leave it at that. And just hope that you can assess your situation for what it is for you. And hopefully it will start helping you find the light again. Because like I said, I didn't realize I was in distorted energy up until very recently. So, like I said, leave it on that note. And peace, love, and light. Bye-bye.